Welcome to Botanaut. Today we're going to create something beautiful and explore a few things. I'm very happy to have you all here with us. Today I am going to talk about asking for what you want. Asking for what you want is a muscle, and you have to practice it regularly. You have to exercise it regularly. And what we typically do is we ask for what we do not want. We say, I don't want this, or I'm not comfortable with that, instead of saying, man, this would be so great, or that would be so great. So I think one of the most important things, one of the most important life skills I'm even trying to teach my 5-year-old and 7-year-old is asking for what you want. Now, what if you don't know what you want? Ask for something in your mind, see if it feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, it's not what you want. And if it does feel good, ask for it. And guess what? If you decide later that you don't want it anymore, you can change your mind. But what happens is you get set on a path that is going to serve you more than just being in inertia. You're going to be in choice. You're going to be able to move towards something that you at least have a nominal desire toward, instead of just sitting there trying to figure it all out. So how do you kind of exercise that muscle? First of all, by asking for what you want, you need to start by, or to ask for what you want, you need to start by asking yourself. And there's some work involved there. You need to get really super duper clear on how you feel when you receive what you want, and then try and notice that, like really get clear on that. Like, what does it feel like when you're content? What does it feel like when you're fulfilled? And then really get clear, because sometimes we just don't notice that, and that's how you know what you want in the future. And then play around with it. And then learn. We're taught, especially little girls, don't ask, don't impose, don't do this. How can you start framing your ask in a way that is beneficial to the giver and to the receiver? A little while ago, we talked about how a gift is a benefit, is just as much a gift to the receiver as it is to the giver. And whenever you give people an opportunity to support you, as long as you're, also supporting yourself and being resourceful and being respectful of their time and energy, then you're giving them a gift if they're generous people. Now, if you're just lazily not wanting to open up Dr. Google, then that's not fair to anybody. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to anybody else. You ask people to support you because they have a unique gift to share with you. And honoring that gift by, coming to it with some clarity is so important. Be clear, do some work, test things out, understand how your body feels when you're receiving things that bring you joy, that bring you lightness and contentment and security, or adventure, or whatever it is that you're searching for, but really start noticing how that feels. And then test some scenarios out. Do I want this? Do I want that? And then how who do I know that can help me? Or how do I need to help myself? And ask for it. I would like this. And like I said, you can change your mind. That's the wonderful thing about all of this kind of work, is that if you set a vision, it's not going to be something that you can't stand, most likely. And if you are kind to yourself, and you're and you give yourself some grace. If you are in an uncomfortable situation, you can move out of it. Investment is not a reason, or thinking that you want something and later discovering that you don't want it is not a reason to continue to drive towards it. I mean, it's all an exploratory process. But it's not comfortable. I think that was probably one of the hardest lessons that I've ever learned, is just asking for what I want. I remember I had oh gosh, the young lady is just brilliant. A woman that that worked for me when she was a young lady. She was an intern, and I was very young. I was a very young manager, and I put her in a scenario to ask me for a raise. She needed a raise. She deserved a raise, and I wanted her to get a raise. So I planted a seed in her mind that the only way she was going to get a raise was to ask for it. So I used some channels and all that fun stuff. And she asked me. And I was so proud of her, because when I was her age, I was not comfortable doing that. And no is a perfectly fine answer. When you ask for what you want, the worst thing you're going to get is a no, which is information that is exceptionally valuable. Or I don't really want that. Again, very valuable. But inertia or wonder, or what could have, should have, would have been had you asked, that is not something that you need to take with you ever. So if you say, maybe I want to be a florist, you know what? Take some action. That's how you're asking yourself for what you want. You know, right now I'm playing around with that myself. It's super fun. There are aspects of it that I like and aspects of it that I don't like, but I'm asking for what I want by taking action, figuring it out. And that's what I implore you to do this week. Practice, like, get that muscle really strong. Don't be shy about it. These are just so springy and so beautiful and so happy. And I'm making these for a very special person. And I asked her, what do you want in your floral arrangement? And she told me what she didn't want. So I invite her to specifically work on that this week too. Here we go. Thanks for visiting.